Hey guys, 420dragon here, and today we're going to be doing something a little different. I'm going to be playing a match against Kungfutrees, and he's going to be playing Mezzel's Mono Blue Delver deck, and we're going to be playing a version of Familiars that we have kind of worked on a little bit. He gave me some ideas, and it is going to be trying to target that matchup. So basically, here the main deck is pretty much the same that I ran in the last couple videos, except we cut 2 compulsives for 2 deep analysis. This is stronger against counterspell, so it can hopefully give us more staying power against Delver. And then also in the sideboard, we removed one of the serrated arrows and added in 4 battle screeches instead of the Stormbound Geist in one of the dispels. So these are going to allow us to make a bunch of blockers to stop the opponent's fairies and delvers and stuff. And with these 8 white creatures that we will presumably leave in post board, it can be super easy to flash these back even if they get countered. And so yeah, that's basically going to be the plan. So I'm going to go ahead and challenge Kungfutrees here. And we're going to play a match. Okay, let's scroll down. UA Swags 2. Cool. So, gonna wait for him to accept our challenge. This is, for those of you who don't know, the deck that I lost to in the finals of the Pauper Challenge last week. So I would like to try to make this matchup winnable. It's a pretty difficult matchup. They have the ability to draw like really good hands with multiple Fairy Miscreants, early ninjas, and counters to stop my blockers. And with those draws, like, they can have unbeatable draws. And I just can't really do anything about that. Okay, so I think this is a pretty good starting hand. We'll say GL, GL, smiley face. And we'll go ahead and keep. So we're going to lead off with a turn 1 God Pharaoh's Faithful. This might actually be a fairly strong start. It can make it so that we don't die. Can block Ninja also, which is pretty relevant. And it doesn't really die to Snap either because it only costs 1 mana. So I'm just going to pick up the plains here. Maybe I should have Ash Baronsed. I probably should have Ash Baronsed. That was probably a mistake. But I don't think it should matter too much. So Kungfutrees has double Delvers, but he did not flip them. He put 2 cards on top, so he's probably going to flip them next turn. So here I could either get a Familiar or a Seagate out. I think I'm going to just go with the Seagate. The Delvers are probably going to flip, and I want to start digging into like stuff. So Snap could maybe return one of the Delvers, but we don't really have anything going on if we just snap a Delver. Snap also could target our own Seagate, and it would gain us double life with Faithful. But I kind of just want to take Seagate. I should probably take Snap. I think Snap is probably going to be a stronger pick than Seagate here. Like, Seagate would give us the other body, but it's also like, if we go with Sunscape next turn and the Sunscape gets countered, then we can't use the Seagate, but we could use the Snap. So it allows us to, like, potentially overload his counterspell mana. So I think that's going to be the play here. So we're going to have to take a bunch of damage. We're going to need to find some way to lock down the air at some point. So here I think I will go with the Familiar first. Maybe bait out a counter. And then we can snap on Seagate and replay it. Okay, he did not play a counter, so I think we're just going to pass the turn in that case. The opponent has snaps, so if he casts a snap, we can maybe flicker. That might end up being pretty strong. He doesn't really have a reason to snap us yet though, so I don't think he would play it. He's going to play a Spell Stutter. I think we kind of just, I mean, we could like flicker Island and Seagate, and I mean getting snapped doesn't really do much, so maybe it's worth doing that. We could like resolve it. I'm not sure, this is tricky. I kind of want to save the flicker to have an extra threat, or potentially to be an answer to a snap if we like get a Mole Drifter down. We might get like Ninja'd here, but Ninja doesn't do that much because the Spell Starter that he's returning isn't super strong. Like I kind of imagine he's not even gonna Ninja. We're just gonna get clocked for 7. And this is a pretty strong clock, so we are gonna have to start at least playing blue spells to try and get out of range of the 3rd turn. Because we're gonna take 7 here, take 7 next turn, and we're gonna need to gain a bunch of life to not die. So here I think I'm just gonna do an Ash Barrens. I'll probably keep 1 in hand in case we drop Rainstorm. And I don't think I want to use any of my cards. Okay, there's Brainstorm. So I think I'll cast Brainstorm. Let's see what happens. So if this gets countered, we could go with a Snap on the Seagate. It would be it makes 3 mana, it costs 2 mana. So I guess we'd get 1 mana with the Snap. Wait, no, the Snap makes 2 mana, so it'd be mana neutral. Okay, so I think we can put back Island Plains, play this snow-covered island. We are going to want to shuffle. We could like play Familiar, cycle Ash Barrens, leave up Flicker. We take some damage. I think I like that. Like, I don't really think that there's enough reward for trying to bust through a counter this turn. Like, so I don't really want to use these things that can like draw us cards only to like have our card that we spent these cards on get countered. I think we should just build up a stronger hand. We did not cycle Ash Barrens yet, so we can do that on the opponent's turn. Get 1 damage with the Seagate. So the Faithful here is probably going to be our way out. If we can just get into a spot where we're resolving spells and our spells are drawing more spells and we can play them, the Faithful can do a lot of work. Picking up a 2nd copy might be pretty strong here too. Would allow us to gain even more life. We also need Mole Drifter. Mole Drifter would be really, really good if we could resolve it. So he's got Augur. This is not the worst. It means he only has like 1 copy of counter up. He did play a land this turn. So let's cycle our Ash Barrens. See what happens here. I can't imagine he'll respond to this. Okay. Get our island. Okay, there's another faithful. That is pretty strong. So I suppose we should lead with the faithful. Perhaps we should have played our land first. Probably should have. But I don't think it should matter. So now I think we can go for the snap on our sea gate. And I guess there is no need to play the island first. So we should just do it like this. I think this is probably enough to get countered. Hopefully there's no like main deck dispel. I suppose I should probably study the list a little bit more. He's gonna snap it. Interesting. So I could ghostly flicker here. Fizzle his snap. I think that's worth doing. Because he has no mana then left. So if we draw like Mole Drifter, we can play it. I think that's pretty strong. Alright, so I think this is not that bad. We'll go ahead and play Mole Drifter with the blue mana up. We can maybe play another card. There's a Preordain or a Sideboarding Denizen. Guess I'll get this Preordain down, just in case he has like another spell stutter. This is perfect. So I think we might actually win this game now. We have a bunch of life with our faithfuls. We kind of have board. We're getting value. So I'll definitely trade a Mole Drifter off here. We're getting ninja'd, it looks like. Okay, he's not gonna ninja actually. So here, I think I'll lead with a Seagate. See what we can get into. I don't think this would get countered. Okay, another bounce line's pretty nice. So we can go with Evoke Mole Drifter here. And this is going to be pretty threatening, so I think it might get countered. But also, if this wall doesn't get countered, we can potentially win the game. I guess we're actually 1 mana short of winning the game, so we can't really win the game. Okay, so the Mole Drifter is going to get countered. I'll just go ahead and play the Sage's Road Denizen. Doesn't really do anything except for gain 2 life. And maybe I should have slammed the wall there. I don't know. I'm scared. But yeah, I mean, it's not like it's getting better for us to slam wall. I guess the idea is that we top deck Mole Drifter or top deck Compulsive or something. I guess we have 2 copies of Deep Analysis in our deck, so drawing one of those is clearly the best. That would just do so much work here. So that should actually be pretty strong in this matchup. Like if we draw a Deep Analysis here, can't imagine we lose if we draw that. So we're gonna keep getting attacked for 4. Oh, we're getting ninja'd here. Okay, so he has a spell stutter in his hand. He has drawn a card off ninja. What did he? He put 2 cards on the bottom with his Preordain. He's gonna cast another Preordain. Okay. So he puts 1 on top and 1 on bottom. Wow, we top decked Deep Analysis. Easy. So let's play that. This is going to be pretty threatening, and he can't really counter it. So I get to gain a bunch of life. We'll pay some life, flash it back. Wow, okay, so this is pretty great here. This deep analysis is pretty strong. Okay, we're gonna go for preordain here. If he spell stutters this, we get to kill him, so we hope he spell stutters. I think Metzel's list does run some copies of Daze, so we would have to play around Daze, but I think that's doable. Let's see what happens. So he's not gonna spell stutter. We have Ghostly Flicker and Mortuary Mire. I think we'll keep both of those. I think I'm just going to play Sunscape Familiar, an Island, and pass. I don't really want to shuffle my deck. And I kind of like having a third Familiar out, just in case he wants to try to remove one of our Familiars. So we can just get in some damage here. I don't think he's going to get through our wall of Familiars and Faithfuls. So the spell starter is going to come back down. We could get off a Flicker here, which I actually don't really mind. I think I will go for the Flicker. It's going to draw us 2 Seagate triggers, so that's pretty sweet. Let's go ahead and mill the opponent. Oops. Oh no. Okay, there. So we'll do this. Get this Mire to get back past Mole Drifter. Get some mills on the opponent going down. The opponent's spell starter will resolve. Alright, so here I think we're pretty set up. We're just going to have to grind through his counters, but he only has 4 cards available. I guess he'll have access to a 5th one with Ninja. But that's only mana for double counterspell, and I think we can just beat double counterspell with this Mire. Let's see what happens. So I think I'm gonna start by slamming wall. 2 mana mnemonic wall, pretty strong. trades mana evenly with counterspell. I love Familiars. Douche, douche, douche. Okay, so he's gonna counter it. Then we can Mire it back, put it on top, Brainstorm. Okay, that's gonna get spell stuttered. We can snap his spell stutter and win the game. He has no other fairies, so our preordain will, or our Brainstorm will resolve. We'll just play a Faithful too. In the wall. And that should be game. GG. Alright, so deep analysis was super good there. It was the perfect draw. And we drew it. So basically this match is scripted. And I guess we just bring in all this nonsense right here. 7 cards. We can bring out a Stonehorn. The Sage's Robe we don't really need. We can just like beat down. It's not like the opponent's gaining a bunch of life. We can just like, you know. We also have Battle Screech. We can just set up walls and snap the opponent's stuff. Get back infinite value. What should we cut? We can cut a flicker. Yeah, he's just pointing out how good deep analysis was. I definitely pointed it out also. And so big props to him for convincing me to put that in this deck. It was insane. So what else can we do here? I think I want to keep all these 8 creatures. Maybe we don't need like all these battle screeches, or maybe we can get rid of the arrows. So then arrows is just in this deck for like tribe and elves, I guess, which is like that's pretty reasonable. Maybe we can cut one of these compulsives. Compulsive is really good. Maybe we can cut like a preordain instead. I know I hate cutting preordain, but I want to try cutting preordain instead of cutting brainstorm. Usually I would cut brainstorm here, but I want to try cutting preordain because brainstorm's kind of sweet. Like with the fetch lands, can change your hand a lot, which is nice. So I think I'll go ahead and keep this hand. It's like kind of slow, but it has like Seagate on 3 and it has lands. Okay. So we draw Battle Screech, that's kind of neat. We are going to probably have to discard to a turn 2 bounce land, but that's not the worst. Okay, looks like he's having a fairly strong draw right now. Looks like he might not have access to a Spell Stutter immediately, no, I think he definitely still could. I think he would probably go with the Augur over the Spell Stutter here anyway. Okay, well we have the Punish, so we get to jam this familiar. Hope there's no daze. Okay, there is no daze. Perfect. So now we have a familiar out. And if we can land this Battle Screech, we can flash it back immediately. So definitely going to block the Augur here. Oh, he might have Mutagenic Growth. Maybe I should not block the Augur then. I think keeping this familiar alive is really, really important. So I want to not block the Augur. And I know that that deck does play Mutagenic Growth. So the Seagate's going to get counterspelled. It's not the end of the world. We can just bounce land up. Again, I think we're going to not block here. It looks like he's missing lands too, which is pretty good for us. Okay, he finds a land. We're going to not block again. He didn't have Ninja last time. Wow, a Faithful. So I think I'm going to slam this Battle Screech. If it resolves, we can flash it back immediately. So he kind of has to counter it. And then now we can try to get up to 3 white creatures to flash it back. I think I'm going to, again, not block here. We can play the Faithful next turn and start blocking. Okay, we get Ninja. That's cool. So we're going to have to block the Ninja. But then we can grind through the Mutagenic Growth. So here, I think I'm going to lead with the Faithful. It's going to get Spell Stuttered. Okay. It's pretty unfortunate. We should Deep Analysis here. Spend all our mana. Okay, we have another Faithful for next turn. So next turn we can have a fairly strong turn, it looks like. We might have to eat a Mutagenic Growth though. So this might be kind of problematic. He did not play an island yet, so he's going to play an island after this, presumably, and have Counterspell up. Well, I think we have to block the Ninja. Giving him an extra card is too big of a deal. Like, I would much rather trade our fam for a Mutagenic Growth. And I don't like trading fams. But this is okay. think it's the strongest line. He's got an island, and presumably it has some sort of counter spell up. Gush, okay. It's an interesting gush. So we need to make blockers. I guess we can like Mortuary Mire. Let's see what happens if we play the Faithful. So it's gonna get spell stuttered. That's pretty annoying. I think we're gonna need to set up a Faithful here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get back the Faithful and Seagate into it. I think I will take the Faithful over Familiar here. It's just exactly what we need to be doing. We have to stabilize the board. So he's going for Ponder. This is pretty tough. I think we're pretty far behind right now. Maybe we do need some copies of arrows. I mean, I don't know. It is just like another 4-mana card that gets countered. Alright, so we get snapped. That's pretty horrible for us. He's going to get to draw a card with his ninja, put us to 4. So, alright, we're going to need a lot of things to go right here. We're going to need to play Faithful, have it resolve. Then we're going to play Preordain, gain a life. We already played a land this turn, so I don't think we want this Plains. I feel like Deep Analysis is just too expensive right now. And we're going to get the Seagate down. So Seagate's going to eat a counter. But technically we're still living here. We can block the ninja. We are dead to mutagenic growth. Or double ninja. Or I guess ninja snap. So he's only got one ninja. And there's a gush. It's pretty strong. Okay, there's a Sunscape. So I guess I'll play the Sunscape and maybe I can resolve the compulsive and draw like infinity snaps. Okay. So I'll bounce the Plains. Cast compulsive. Okay. We're dead. Okay, so maybe we want a copy of Dispel to try to force down our Battle Screech and end the game. And oh yeah, I was cutting a copy of Snap. I think that's good here. I think Snap is like not that strong against Delver because you don't really want to snap that many of their guys. We could cut like a copy of Wall too. And get an arrows in here. And I think I like this. We have a lot of strong cards. Yeah, I think Daze is actually pretty scary against our deck. So that is one of the things that I saw Mezel do for all you Delver players out there. Snapping your own ninja is pretty strong. I think I'd rather have mutagenic. I think mutagenic is great. So I think maybe he is supposed to cut Augur just because he's like supposed to be like an aggro deck against me. I'm not sure. I'm not really an expert Delver player. I kind of like cutting it though here. Just drop my phone. Okay, so this hand I'm really tempted to keep because we have double God for us Faithful, and that is one of the cards that I want to resolve in this matchup. I think I'm gonna keep it. If we can like find a bounce land or something, this draw can get pretty good. Like if we draw like a Preordain into a bounce land, that would be perfect. So I think I will definitely Ash Barrens here for a plane so that we can play around days. He's going to have turn 1 Fairy Miscreant. That's pretty strong. It's one of his better starts. Let's go ahead and get this planes. We'll put down our Faithful. Pass the turn. And it looks like he has to ponder to hit his second land, so that's pretty good for us. It means that he doesn't get to spend all of his mana on board this turn. Does find a land and plays a Delver. Okay, so he chose to not shuffle, so I can imagine this Delver is going to flip next turn. There's a Battle Screech, so we can get down another Faithful, but we are going to miss our land here, which is pretty bad. These Faithfuls can maybe do work and get us back in the game though, if we can hit some lands. If we hit like one land, then we can start playing these threads. That could be pretty strong. We are taking 4 a turn, so we're going to need to find something pretty soon. So he's got a Preordain here. It looks like he's trying to find another land. Looks like he doesn't find another land, he miscreants. This is bad, we didn't find a land though. Okay, so we just have to pass. This is pretty bad. Alright, so we're going to take a bunch of damage. We need to find like a land immediately. Like a Brainstorm into a fetch land would be pretty nice. I mean, it looks like he's struggling to find lands as well, so we can maybe get there. Okay, perfect. So we find a land, and what should we try to resolve? I think we should try to resolve a compulsive because it'll dig us the deepest to more lands. It's gonna get dazed. Okay, that's pretty good. It's pretty annoying. So we can just pass, but we are gaining life now. We get to gain 2 life every turn pretty much, so we're only taking like 3 a turn. Okay, there's a familiar. I think now I'm just going to slam the Seagate. Oh, it's going to get countered again. This is pretty bad now. Now we're basically gonna die. We're dead to like ninja plus mutagenic growth. Okay, he doesn't have the kill yet. There's a chancery, but I don't think it'll do that much here. What? Yeah, we're taking already lethal damage. Yeah, it looks like there's nothing we can do. Is there any way we could compulsive? I mean, I guess if we compulsive into like Plains Godpharaoh's Faithful, and then we can play Godpharaoh's Faithful and flashback Battle Screech maybe? It's pretty slim out. Yeah, he's just gonna snap his guy. GG. Alright, so now I think we're gonna talk to Kungfutrees on Discord. We're gonna ring him up. And let's see. Let me just make sure my settings over here are all good. Hey? Can you hear me, Kungfutrees? Yeah, I can hear you. Alright, awesome. So, yeah, that match was pretty crazy. Definitely got stuck on 2. That was pretty bad. But, I don't know. I kind of like the hand that I kept. Like, I think I kept like 2 Faithfuls, an Island and the Ash Barons, and like, I don't know, a bunch of Compulsives and like maybe a Serrated Arrows. But like, I feel like I need to get the Faithfuls down in order to like not die. And like, obviously, they don't do it that well when I'm missing lands and not casting my spells. But like, I feel fine taking a risk because I think it's like, I don't know, it's a hard matchup.
I'm definitely glad I kept in all 3 dazes in that last game.
Yeah, the daze is super strong. I think that's just like a card that he will or should keep in against my deck. Like, I usually won't have a lot of mana. So what did you think playing the Delver deck? What were you like scared of?
I think I'm definitely scared of like the 1-drops, the early bodies.
Yeah. So maybe I should mulligan like aggressively for those.
Well, I think you also need to, cause like, it's not just about surviving, because you also need to win the game.
Yeah.
Like, you can lose and live, and then I almost outgrinded you the first game.
Yeah.
Because, if you deep analysis and it was like a compulsive, I would just counter that.
Yeah, so maybe we do need like more deep analysis then so that we can sort of ignore value early on in the game.
I think, yeah, from my side, yeah, I'm definitely afraid of kind of early blockers.
Early blockers, for sure. So, yeah, it's definitely about having like the good curves with like familiars, sea gates, and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then you following that up with things that it's very difficult for me to counter, so like the flashback stuff.
Yeah. And I think it might have been, I don't know. It's tough because I feel like the only 2 times that I've cast Battle Screech so far in the games that we've played, it's just like gotten countered and I've never been able to assemble 3 guys to flash it back. So I feel like maybe I should be like, I don't know, having like Dispels in my deck or something to try and protect it.
Well, might be a little bit situational because
yeah.
It's easy to get countered by Spell Setter. It also doesn't count as Spell Setter.
Yeah, Dispel is pretty bad. I don't know. I always want to put Dispel in my deck against Delver, but it's really just like not that good against the Delver deck. Spell Stutter just...
Red Delver, because there's also Pyros.
Yeah, it is a lot better against Pyroblast, that's true. So yeah, I don't know, that was a good set of matches. You can definitely follow Kungfutrees on his YouTube. What's your YouTube? Is it just Kungfutrees?
I don't know if it's like a different name, or yeah, it's just, I think it's probably you can just find it under Kungfutrees.
Sick. And yeah, definitely check out his channel. He makes sick popper content, and we'll be back later.